What is good, guys? How are we doing? It's Hack back with another video. Today, just in general, so as most of you know, I'm actually in my last semester at college down here in New Jersey. And some of my friends actually have a class where they kind of have to interview people. Two of them this semester, this is my third time doing it, but two of them interviewed me as their entrepreneur. Very grateful, very appreciative of that they thought to interview me. Yeah, they had some questions for me, and honestly, as I was writing them, they were really, really interesting. So this is kind of going to be like an about me video for anybody that doesn't really know much about me. I'm kind of just going to like read some of the questions that we talked about. Basically just about how I started my business, my first business, Next Gen. Basically just offering financial education, trades, live trading opportunities. A lot of what I do now, obviously with my inner circle. Just a lot of that stuff how I scaled Next Gen, social media, stuff like that. Not too much about Next Gen, obviously more about what I'm doing now, but kind of just some past history. So basically, for anybody that doesn't really know, I got into investing basically right when I turned 18. I'm 22 now. So my interest has been here for about 4 years. I've been trading for closer to about 3.5 now. As many of you probably, that didn't have much guidance, my first 8 to 12 months, I basically had no guidance. I mean, I blew probably $2,000 to $3,000 just in the first 8 months of my high school savings, which obviously a high school student is a lot. Now I have my long-term portfolio, stuff like that, slowly starting to build, putting a few hundred into that, this, that, and the other. But yeah, I blew some money getting into options with no guidance. And then I finally found a community that really helped me, got some mentors, which is exactly what I am now, as you guys know, for good reason, because I noticed how it changed me, how it changed my life. It was the start of something huge, and only God honestly knows where it's going to take me. But of course, I have a very good feeling too. But yeah, I wanted to be able to do that for you guys. So that is, kind of how I ended up being a mentor and stuff like that. My interest for trading really started when I saw some stuff on social media. Some people in my family work for a lot of financial companies, stuff like that. So really, really dope stuff. I'm just going to be kind of going down the list here. This isn't about me. I'm going to try to keep this, I don't know how long it's going to end up being, but yeah, just kind of talking about these concepts. You ever wanted to know more about me? Also just talking about entrepreneurship, giving you some really pretty blatant, transparent insight. When did I realize I could scale this? How did I build credibility? So with my business, really it was just about getting those first testimonials. Obviously with my inner circle, let's talk about that. So probably had about 10 to 15 students in my first 2 to 3 months or so with the inner circle. This is back March, April, May 2025. Just getting my first students, building credibility, helping them, right, getting the basics down, right? So they're watching a lot of education that I've pre-recorded and made. Now I'm up to about 8.5 hours of education, pre-recorded education on WAP. And then workshop-wise, probably about 3 to 4 hours of education. So probably overall about 12 hours of education in my inner circle Discord that you can watch. And of course, I do live trading sessions, weekly workshops, one-on-ones with all the students, about 40 students right now. Really only adding about 3 to 4 a month because I want to continue to grow it. So yeah, just some basic stuff. I worked at a basic retail store in high school. It got to a point, you guys will probably see a lot of videos I post on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube kind of mention these concepts, usually shorter form videos. Just talking about I would work this job, and I think I talked about it in my last long form video. I definitely did. Just talking about I would count down the time, go hide in the bathroom or, just literally go to the bathroom for 30 minutes, just get away from the work environment. It was just, and again, especially now in this economy, and I have a video coming, you'll probably see it on my Instagram, TikTok, if you're watching this around the time this video comes out. Just kind of talking about now, for example, minimum wage in New Jersey is $14, $15. A basic coffee shop in this area, if you want milk and cream and stuff, it comes to $5, $6 for a coffee. So in essence, you guys are working 20 to 30 minutes minimum wage for a coffee. Do you understand how absurd that is? And I don't only understand that concept now, obviously understanding that concept senior year of high school, junior year of high school, and really understood that I wanted to build something for myself, not only for that reason, but because in my heart, my vision with God and just who I was, truly, I knew I was capable of so much more. I knew I would build this throughout college, just like I have. I knew everything that I wanted, and everything that I continue to want is coming. Of course, we know that. We see that. We have that vision. And I was just tunnel visioned, honestly. I wanted to do this. I was going to make this work. I scaled a community to 3,000 plus members. Not obviously alone. I had my partner, and we worked very good on that and just continued to scale it and stuff. And I was live trading, starting to get a little hint of mentoring, stuff like that. And then, of course, I'm doing it solo now. I just feel better, kind of just collectively handling the thoughts myself, not making what my decisions anybody's priority, anybody's, decisions not becoming my priority, just kind of just flowing exactly how I want to flow. Whatever happens up here, I put down here, and there's kind of no ifs, ands, or buts about it. And again, it's completely different for everybody. This is kind of the way that I've felt and the way I've learned, and I'm so thankful for business and everything that I've went through thus far, but I feel like this has been the best way to go about it, and I'm just doing it solo. And of course, in the future, I definitely plan as I take on more students, maybe have some people that help me out and stuff like that. But I really am I'm so grateful for every single thing and every single person that has been a part of business with me, that has been my students, that I've mentored, that has joined my community, joined my live trading calls, every single person. And I cannot say that enough. There is no hate in my heart or no, anything in my heart about any of the people that I have worked with to this point, already worked with, continue to work with, or going to work with in the future. I love everybody that I work with. I love everybody that I have worked with, because every little single thing and decision and moment has brought me to who I am today, who we all are today. And that is so, so important. So I don't want to go, I don't want that to go unnoticed. God bless everybody watching this video. God bless everybody I've come encounter with. You just have to love everybody. At the end of the day, there will be people that try to rip you down, guys. There will be people that try to build you up. You need to view everybody the same. Live like Jesus did, just try to understand everybody and view everybody the same. When I realized I could scale this, lessons I learned early on as a trader. This was the response I had for lessons I learned early on as a trader. Some of the biggest mistakes I would say I made early on was when I was putting myself in capital into the market with low conviction. For people that start trading, you guys might know, a phase called beginner's luck. So basically you see early success that is not sustainable. You might get a little ahead of yourself. So you start off hot, try to do those same things, and the money's gone before you know it. Most definitely happened to me within options. I'm sure it's happened to a lot of you, obviously, in whatever you choose, option futures in some of your accounts, whether it's funded accounts or your own funded options accounts. Mindset shift and managing emotions. I love talking about this stuff, and you guys will see me on podcasts in the future talking about these concepts, because I absolutely just love these concepts. I could talk about this stuff for an unhealthy amount of time. And the biggest mindset shift I've had, I think my mindset has shifted more in the last 3 months, honestly, and it's been getting growing in my faith and getting closer to God, which has been a journey for a year and a half plus now. But I want to say these last 36 months have been so pivotal and opened my eyes to what I'm capable of, what I am already doing, and what I'm going to continue to do. Really just helping me how I perceive the world. 18, 19 years old, right? I started these thoughts of wanting to make a business, creating a business, finding a great partner to start a business with, getting the ball rolling, introducing ideas. It was great. And I was able to really show myself what I would, just a small hint of what me, my partner, everybody around us are capable of. Because it really is something great. Like, entrepreneurship is beautiful. There's going to be failures, there's going to be successes, but it's amazing. There's no other way to say it. Some of the biggest changes I've had, understanding market losses in the market are going to happen. It's just about how you manage them. Over the years, I've shifted to a very grateful mental state in the process, in my whole life in general, and to the point that whether I win or lose, I'm working to become a better trader and a better person. These are the same concepts that I portray to my students and everybody that I work with and everybody around me. That is what I'm focused on. I hope it's pretty clear to you guys that that's what I'm focused on. That's what I want you guys to be focused on. Win or lose, become a better person, become a better trader. And there's a lot more, but I just want to go through a few more here. Managing emotions. I would say the best way that I manage these emotions is through repetition, not only in trading, but in journaling and being expressive with my thoughts. There's a lot of ways that people can view emotions, and I choose to lean into them and want to understand them deeper. For example, someone could wake up one day and be sad. They can either stay sad and just sit around and let it dictate how their day goes, or they can acknowledge their feelings, figure out why they're feeling this way, and look to fix them. If you can get into a mindset, guys, of wanting to always be bettering yourself, and being aware of your feelings, leaning into them, it's going to make you not only an emotionally aware person, obviously, but it's going to change your perception and your outlook on life in so many different ways. And again, I'm 22. I don't know it all. I'm just sharing. In every single video that I make, I am sharing, of course, what I think, how I view the world. And you guys are going to honestly see me grow up on this channel, I feel like. I definitely continue to just keep posting videos and stuff like that over time. I feel like this channel is the start of something big. But yeah, just some insight into that. I already have become a successful entrepreneur, but I want to continue to become a successful entrepreneur throughout my life and feel that I've already started. And the realization that it all starts in the mind has been why I've been so focused on psychological concepts and really mastering my mindset and helping my students do the same. That's exactly what my business is based on. You guys go to my Instagram, help you make your first 10K, mindset mastery. That is what we're focused on. Now, some of the people in my mentorship, My bad, guys. Some people in my mentorship have already passed 10K. And I'm very proud of them. Some of them already had experience, some of them new. A lot of people are working towards it. Everybody's journey looks different. And that's why I tell my students, lean into each other, talk to each other, but do not compare yourselves. You know, student A is going to be way different than student B. Student B might have more going on in their life than student A has more time to trade. Maybe student B doesn't have as much time to trade, etc. Right? So everybody's life looks a little different. How do you keep people motivated and even yourself to keep going? First of all, and it might sound funny, I'm just going to kind of glance up and down, but in my eyes, you only fail when you actually quit. And I've talked to a lot of you guys about this. You know, you might have to take small breaks, you know, financially, or whatever it is, college student, right? I talked about this in the last video, not having a lot of money, you know, doing what you can with the money you have. Of course, you're gonna fail, leaving yourself room for failure, leaving yourself obviously to pay for the things you need to pay for, etc. But if you actually never quit and you keep coming back, you know, the punches get thrown, you might lay down for a little and you get up, that is what matters. Not actually quitting. Like I kind of mentioned above, if you're passionate about this, you're serious about it, and you're viewing your wins and losses as lessons, your success is inevitable to me. I don't see how you wouldn't succeed, truly. You know, as time progressed, as I got more students, my trades got bigger, my live trading sessions went bigger, the dollar signs got bigger, and they continue to get bigger. We're just tipping the iceberg here. I went from just simply getting rid of and sacrificing maybe little wasteful tasks in my day. And again, I love a work-life balance, but one of the biggest mindset shifts for me is, you know, getting done what I want to get done. For example, I still like to game. I don't really game that much, but the new MLB The Show just came out. I enjoy it. I get everything I need to do, you know, kind of done in the day. And then my reward, you know, from like 8 to 9:30 is tapping into some games, having fun, maybe hopping on with a few friends. You know, at the end of the day, I still want to do what I love. That is something that I love. I enjoy it. You know, I might not enjoy it in a month. Right now, I enjoy it. And I want to live in the now and enjoy what I enjoy. You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of a very important thing as well. But yeah, a lot of questions on here, guys. I just kind of want to talk a video, more of like an about me video, and kind of just answer some questions. You know, Q&A that was basically already prepared. Shout out the 2 people that I worked with for this. But yeah, and again, in entrepreneurship, right, guys, in life in general, trading, entrepreneurship, life, I consider it one big bubble. There will be challenges, you know, there will be losses, there will be wins, but you have to lean into the fact that passion drives success. And if you're passionate about something, you should have no doubt in your mind to pursue it with the fullest confidence that you will succeed. If at a young age you can understand this, I think it is so important because you have the more control to do something, you know, that you enjoy and take risks and just be an open book. Like, you know, maybe when you're 28, 30, you know, you have a kid or two, you have a wife, maybe you can't, you know, put 6 hours a day into trading at the beginning or 2 hours a day of trading into the beginning. You know, maybe you can't take money that has to, you know, feed your kids and everything like that. Maybe you don't have enough capital or not as much capital on hand. You know, you have more expenses, you know, more obligations than if you started at a young age. And, you don't have to be forward thinking all the time, but keep it in the back of your mind, like, take risks now. And all of the top entrepreneurs, School of Hard Knocks, like, that dude, shout out that dude. He makes great Instagram videos, you know, interviewing millionaires, billionaires. A lot of them say, like, start, you know, take risks. A lot of these guys were, you know, in hundreds, thousands, some millions. I saw one. This guy was in $13 million in debt at like 28. And he thought his life was crumbling, and now he is a billionaire with a B. It's just crazy, like, what life can turn into when you are passionate, you have a plan, and you execute the plan. Plan the trade the plan. I say it all the time, my Discord, on social media, etc. It's the same, like, plan the life, you know, live the life, be the plan. But yeah, guys, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope this was interesting. Not only did you learn a little about me and some past experiences and who's built me into who I am today, you understand, you know, probably more of who I want to become, where we are now, our visions. You know, I will be a successful trader. You know, all these things will play out. You know, I will be driving, you know, my dream car that I, you know, self-made, that I built that I got myself, ran it up myself. You know, I will be living in that house that I want to. I will be living the life with my family and kids that I imagine. And yeah, that's what it comes down to, guys. I mean, my goals are defined, you know, and obviously through God, all of these things, you know, it is completely up to God, but these are the visions that I have. God gives me these visions, and that's, you know, I view that as his way of saying, you know, take action on these visions, continue to implement what you're doing now. You're on the path to success. You know what you want. You see what you want. So go after it. And that's exactly what we're going to keep doing, guys. As you guys know, we are going after it every single day. So appreciate you guys. Thank you. Much love. Be good.